Hello, friends, and welcome to the Cinemondo podcast with Kathy, Mark, and Burke.
And Burke.
Talking about movies.
Yes, we're talking about a film that's coming out in September. It's starring and directed by Olivia Wilde. Also,
people probably recognize her. She's an actress who's been on a ton of stuff.
Yeah, also Florence Pugh, who's so good in everything she does. Midsommar.
Loved her in Midsommar.
And, Marvel films. Harry Styles. Chris Pine. I mean, it's a big cast. You know, it's called Don't Worry, Darling. But before we get into that trailer, don't worry about subscribing, commenting. Just do it.
Don't worry about missing any content because you're subscribed and you'll get a little notice every time we release a video. That's when you don't worry, darling.
But thanks for doing that. If you choose to do so, we really appreciate it. And there's also a super thanks button, which is really cool. With a small donation to our cause, the Cinemondo HQ cause, you will get special treatment. You'll get we'll respond to the comments. It'll be a nice emoji, a different color.
Extra love for your super thanks.
Yes.
Super thanks.
So let's talk about this movie.
All right.
I don't know anything else about it, which is kind of cool.
Don't know much about it.
Is there a trailer?
I know there is a trailer. I think we have a trailer for this reaction.
That's
a trailer.
Definitely. But I know it's set in the 50s, so that makes sense.
Oh, that's very cool. Okay, let's check it out. Don't Worry, Darling. That kind of makes sense with the title.
Yeah.
All right. Sound speed.
Right.
I have it. Focus, right here.
Have a little drink.
Yeah, I will.
So much fun.
You and me.
Too happy.
Always. You and me.
All of you wives.
With you all the time.
We men, we ask a lot.
Can't you see?
We ask for strength,
I long to be
food at home, a house cleaned,
with you all the time.
and discretion above all else.
Boys and their toys. At least we know they're getting work done.
Welcome to the Victory Project.
We're all here because we believe in the mission.
What are we doing?
Changing the world.
What are we doing?
Changing the world.
That's right.
Oh boy.
What do you think they're really doing out there?
What do you mean? The one thing they ask of us is to stay here. Where it's safe.
Do you even know what the Victory Project actually is? Have you ever asked?
Do you?
Please. What's actually happening?
Stop it, Alice.
What if this place is dangerous? What if...
No. Jack. It's okay. I'm curious to hear where she's going with this.
I need you to listen to me. They're lying about everything.
We are not going backwards. We're pushing forward.
Everyone is acting like I'm crazy. And I'm not crazy.
Our life together. We could lose this.
I don't trust it. And I don't want to be here anymore.
She's great. I really like her.
So good.
She's one of my favorites right now.
Me too. A lot of good people in this.
Nicole. Yeah.
Oh.
That looks good.
That looks really interesting.
That looks really
I kind of know what it's about. You know, it's Stepford Wives-y kind of hidden agenda kind of a thing. Under, with the beautiful 50s, mid-century modern trappings. That
Love
hide
that.
This.
Yeah. and then men doing something out there, and then the women having to stay home, and then all this, some interesting visuals there with her in the bathtub, and she goes on there, but the mirrored image stays up, so there's sets.
Yeah,
it looks like it was well directed.
I think it's interesting. There's another scene of her reacting to what looks like someone jumping off a high place.
Oh,
it's like she looked like she was jumping off a roof.
Jumping off a cliff in
Midsummer.
Yeah.
I like how they play with the 50s, like the ideal. It looks so fun. You see it and you're starting like, I'm so into this. This is so cool. And then you hear the voiceover talking about women making food, making dinner and doing the laundry and keeping the house clean. That is really what these people wanted from women back then a lot of times. Right. And I don't think women really thought that was a bad deal until they realized that they didn't have any say in anything, no power. And I love that she's playing with that idea of someone questioning the power in this like little tiny bubble of like that pushed to the extreme, it looks like. So that's a really cool kind of gender roles like examination in a fun way.
Yeah, and the 50s is perfect. That's what so many people say, I wish we could go back to the 50s and the good old days of the 50s.
Yeah.
It's like, well, don't, maybe for you it would be okay, but don't impose that on the non-white people and the women.
Right.
And the gay people.
And the gay people, because it is not
a good time
hellish for them. It's, I mean, the design is beautiful, of course.
The trappings are gorgeous,
Okay.
And I think Chris Pine is a good choice to play sort of this charismatic leader of whatever that is, cult or some sort of movement. I think he's the perfect choice for that
type of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So
he looks kind of intimidating, in a kind of like a smarmy, friendly way. Oh, I can't wait to hear where she's going with this.
Yeah, let's hear
and that sort of dominating.
She's going with this.
Or the scene with the microphone by the pool. That's like, you immediately get what he's about, when he kind of goes in closer. So it looks like really a great cast. Looks beautiful. I mean, it looks really like something I want to watch.
Yeah. I know. I'm looking at this saying, after the trailer was over, I was like, oh my God, what happens? What is that? What, it's like, I have so many questions I want to watch this film.
So many questions
because it gave me a little bit of the setup in the trailer.
Just enough to entice you, wet your whistle.
Yeah, it looks pretty great. It just looks like just a fun, lush, beautifully, produced, cool mystery. And just, I don't know. It just looks great.
And it has Forence Pugh. What is that her name?
Yeah.
She is. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know her name better, but she is so good. I've seen her in so many things.
She has a very expressive face, and she's and Olivia Wilde doesn't even look like herself in that.
Oh, I know, with that hair.
It was like intense, and that's kind of cool too. So the cast looks very, like right on.
Yeah.
So we got posters to.
I have some posters. I couldn't find a lot of really legit posters yet. I found some that aren't great. I don't think they get the point across of just how beautiful this film is. We have this one. Kind of emerging, kind of Cronenberg-y looking thing. She's kind of blending with Harry Styles.
Does that pertain to the story, though? I wonder if it's just a cool design, or is there some sort of idea where the two of them are sort of melding together, or their ideas are blended?
It's so true. All the images I found, there was a lot of them merging, or they're one half of each other, kind of. So I don't know what that means. And then we have this one, which is just kind of another identity thing where you see him in the reflection and her holding the glass reflecting him out. And there's no copy to help us out. So the marketing, and I don't know if these are finished final images. They might be teaser images. They may just be those temporary images they put out for digital. But
the last one looks like a straight up horror movie.
Yeah, it looks straight up horror, and it doesn't bring that beauty of the 50s to it at all. Like, I don't know if they're afraid to show that. That sometimes happens where they don't want to look dated, but that's sort of the charm of this movie. So I don't know.
Yeah, but it's also 5 months out, so maybe they just haven't produced.
They're definitely probably temp images. I'm sure there's still probably a rush to do more posters. This hopefully are better.
Right.
We did another episode about a movie called The Vast of Night. That was a period film that had a interesting kind of underlying mystery to it. But this one has that kind of feel of another movie I watched again recently and actually really liked, The Stepford Wives, where you've got what appears to be the perfect life, and how, all the things you dreamed about, a beautiful house, a wonderful husband, a wonderful wife, whatever,
The perfect life if you're a white man. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the underlying? And that movie creeped me out when I saw it when I was like 14. I went, ugh.
That's why Get Out was such a great play on it, because it kind of showed you like the great life of not so great.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And this definitely has that vibe. I thought Stepford Wives immediately.
And Get Out.
Yeah. So it looks good. It looks like
it does look good. Very, very cool. You know, we need more female-directed films. I'm really looking forward to supporting it.
And more original stories, you know, original science fiction or horror genre kind of stories like this. That it's not a sequel. It's not based on a comic book.
It's not an IP thing. You know, it's not a committee.
Yes.
You know, it's like, you know, she had it. It's her first film, I believe, directing, right?
Yeah,
So
it is her first film, and it does. You're right. I guess this would be classified probably as sci-fi. I mean, I'm assuming.
Right.
I mean, it has a kind of weird sort of. I don't know.
That's what I want to watch it and find out.
Kind of cults.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is there something supernatural about it, or?
It does seem to have a sort of supernatural itch.
Oh, I didn't get that, but maybe so. Yeah, I felt like maybe it was in her head and maybe something psychological, but I could be wrong. You know,
it looks like there's some sort of dream images in there.
Yeah, maybe it's the dream images that are kind of throwing us off. Yeah,
but it looks good. Don't worry, darling. Coming in September.
Right.
So it looks.
We got a little time.
Yes. Hopefully, we'll see some more trailers. Who knows?
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for watching. Bye everybody.